This may have been the first rich human, and everyone around him could see it. But he owned no coins at all. His wealth was food, hides, and animals. To others, he looked unbelievable. One man somehow had far more. So how did wealth begin? The answer starts much earlier. Back when almost everyone was equal, and survival looked nearly the same. At first, nobody seemed truly rich. Food was shared while it lasted. Homes were small and simple. No giant storehouses existed yet. Most people owned almost nothing. But one man watched more carefully. He noticed things others ignored. He began thinking differently. That difference would change everything. Soon, the whole settlement would feel it. Early life was harsh, but equal. Everyone hunted, ate, and slept alike. Nobody had much extra, and nobody controlled much either. Most people lived day to day. But one man observed the details. He noticed food left behind. He noticed where grain grew. He took more than he needed. Then he saved it. Others ate everything immediately. He started making a stash. That private stash kept growing. He even preserved meat. He kept checking his supplies. Then he stored roots too. Soon, he protected his reserves, and he felt safer already. He even guarded the stash at night. The first step toward wealth was saving. Then he noticed something else. Seeds could fall into soil, and later, plants returned. That looked important, so he tested the idea. He worked the ground by hand. He planted simple rows. Then he waited nervously. Rain helped him. Soon, tiny shoots appeared. Others laughed at first, but he kept going. He protected the young plants. His family even helped. Then harvest finally came. His hands were suddenly full. He tied the grain carefully and carried it home proudly. Now, he needed storage. For the first time, harvest became wealth. Others still relied on hunting. He relied on planning. He added jars and containers. His system became organized. He kept animals nearby too. Then trade began. Food could buy other things. A sack of grain meant leverage, and every exchange made him stronger. He even improved his field. Water increased the harvest. Each season brought more food. His storehouse kept filling. His family helped build the surplus. He protected it every night. He counted it carefully. By now, he understood its value. But the real test was coming. A hard season approached, and everyone would soon feel it. Food outside became scarce. Families started running out. Children went hungry, but one storehouse stayed full. That was the turning point. Now the village noticed him. They came asking for help. He thought carefully. He would give food, but not for free. The first loan was made. Relief came with a cost. Then he recorded the debt. Soon, more people arrived. A line formed outside. The saver became powerful. He started directing labor. Hungry men worked his field. Others processed his grain. His stored food had become authority. Now he could command people. More labor brought more output. He marked his fields clearly. Debtors worked under his eye. He even lent animals, and repayment made him richer. Goats multiplied like stored wealth. Then he claimed more land. Poor families worked it for him. He began resting while others bent down. He had followers now. His house grew larger too. So did his granary. The whole village could see it. His status became obvious. He owned the best food. He owned the best animals. He owned the best tools. People even brought him gifts. Wealth was now visible power. Protection became important too. Even thieves noticed his grain. So guards appeared. Fear started protecting wealth. People worried about losing his favor. He could even host feasts. Some admired him. Others envied him. The poor still ate little. The contrast became impossible to miss. His family lived better. Other children noticed the difference. Inequality was now visible. Village life revolved around him. Soon he became a leader. People brought disputes to him. He made decisions others accepted. He also lent seed grain and expected larger returns later. Debt was becoming a system. His defenses kept growing. So did his buildings. Animals filled his pens. Dust rose behind larger herds. His property kept expanding. Fields, pens, and storage all grew. Workers harvested his crops. He could oversee everything easily. His family inherited security too. His granary overflowed. Meanwhile, others still struggled. Many worked just to survive. Some were exhausted. He had moved beyond survival. Now outsiders came to trade. Food bought rare tools. Trade raised his status further. Everyone knew who was richest. He became a symbol of power. And power was now stored in food. Then drought hit the region. But his stores protected him. More families became dependent. Need made him even stronger. The settlement grew around wealth. Trade gathered near his granary. He stood above the crowd. Workers kept unloading supplies. Living wealth filled his pens. The whole village expanded. Yet many workers stayed tired. He stayed well-fed. That was the meaning of wealth. In this world, control meant survival. And still, there was no money. This was ancient treasure. And this was ancient poverty. The first rich person had no cash. His treasure was stored food. Each grain meant future survival. That is what made him powerful. At sunset, he looked like a king. Modern wealth looks different, but the logic is similar. Control resources, control outcomes. Back then, the resource was food, and food created dependence. Dependence created hierarchy. Hierarchy created inequality. The first rich person changed society. Stored resources became social power. Social power became inequality. Inequality reshaped daily life. Comfort and struggle split apart. Some had plenty, others did not. And all of this began before money. The rich man became the center of survival. This was the birth of wealth. One man's grain changed human history.